that nearly turned into a real-world horror story.
This was not an online relationship. This was cyberstalking.
43-year-old Timothy Nielsen is behind bars, charged with menacing by stalking and importuning. Nielsen from Oregon traveled to Brunswick, trying to find a 13-year-old girl he first saw 5 years ago on YouTube.
She had a YouTube.
So you mean to tell me that you stalked a 13-year-old girl? You cyber stalked her for 5 years because you saw her on YouTube, which would make her all of 8 years old. You're a sicko. I'm a YouTuber. You ain't gonna do it to me. But what I'm gonna do is air out all your dirty laundry to all of YouTube. And I'm gonna give you a taste of your own medicine inside the prison. Boy, you messed up. Let's get into it. What's up, YouTube family? I come to y'all an ugly one on this one, but hey, I think we can all be a part of something to actually put in on this one. So here you have a case here as of recently, a few days ago, and this guy Timothy, who's 43 years old, came across a YouTube channel that he saw 5 years ago. He then subscribed to this YouTube channel, which was an arts and crafts YouTube channel. The victim here is 13 years old. So we're talking about when this little girl is 8 years old. Unfortunately for her, her parents had to shut it down because Timothy decided to do inappropriate comments. And this is when he started to get nuts. The cyber stalking kicks in. But he didn't stop. What he then did, because he was so obsessed, because he couldn't see the videos anymore, he couldn't then leave his comments. And just so you know, YouTube, when you set an account up, not for comments, well, actually for comments too. Anyone who leaves a comment on this video, you have to sign something. Before you started to write comments, when you wanted to write comments, you had to tell YouTube an age thing. It's the same for the creators. Okay, I don't make videos for kids, but a 8-year-old, 13-year-old that's doing arts and crafts should fall in that category. So his comments would be automatically blocked, and then what you have to do is go to your hidden comments. It's what I call the weirdo section. For me, it's different because it's everyone's feelings towards me. And it's usually curse words. You can't curse in a comment. This dude was leaving inappropriate comments. But it stipulates your age group is what I'm getting at. But he got so obsessed. Because he missed the videos. Her parents shut it down. He then decided to go to multiple platforms and do the same things. This guy, Timothy's a real creep. Not only that, people. He traveled from a different state when he tried to make the contact. And not only that, they found makeshift spots in the woods for when he did find who he was cyber stalking. And I think we all know what his end plan was there. You guys know I do not like cyber stalking people, online harassment. I just really have a thing about it. There's that, but you definitely know chomos and pedos I despise. In a minute, I'm going to play the complete story for you so you get every detail for yourself. And after you watch that video, it's only about 2 minutes long. It'll be at the end of this one. After you watch it, I asked for your help because I don't like the cyber stalking and the harassment for me. It's one of my pet peeves. It's one of my dislikes. And you guys know if I dislike something, I go all the way in on it. This is a new thing to me. Technology online is all new to me. I don't like cowards, and that's what a lot of people are online. But there's cowards and trolling, and there's deeper levels to it. This guy's all the way left field and deep level. You also know I've been to prison, and this is where the pedos and chomos dislike comes in. You know, people, you know of these people to go to prison, but for an inmate, it's different for you to watch it on the news and shake your head in disgust because of what disgusting crime the person on the news you're watching did and how he has to go serve time in prison now. For an inmate that has a monkey on his back or something like that, to be forced to live with these people is another story. However, I know what happens to them, and they don't have easy stays. That's the scum of the earth. And if there's one thing in a land of bullies, and a land of testosterone, and a land of violence and gangs and manipulation and threats, if there's one thing that all inmates agree on, if there's one source of unity, if you will, it's that any chomo is going to have a hard time if they're in that dorm. And I'm telling you, they have it hard, as they should. So you should always thank your local inmate. If you have somebody who's incarcerated, when they come home, ask them about what I'm telling you. But if you don't have somebody who's incarcerated, give a quick sigh of relief for the dudes that are in there, the good ones, because they're doing all of society a favor on a daily basis. But I know how it is in there. I know the ins and outs. One time a subscriber told me, I was on the phone with them, and they had an issue about incarceration. And it was an ex that did some very bad things. And being that I lived it, I experienced it, I know it. So my advice was you could actually make his life difficult now, being that you're out and he's in. And she didn't get that concept. And I said, there's plenty of things you could do. You know, for example, hypothetically, if somebody's incarcerated and calling on the collect phone, hypothetically, that person could get another charge. You cannot get repeated calls if it's called harassing. So hypothetically, in that instance, there could be additional things happen to him. I was explaining those things and a million others, which I'm not going to put on the internet. However, being that I was in there, and back to this case, just like inmates don't like pedos and chomos, correction officers don't either. They really don't. And I give every correction officer out there some credit, because you guys deal with them better than we do, at least to a sense. On a professional standpoint, when COs are around each other, sergeants, lieutenants, and a regular CO, they'll yes sir chomo or pedo, but behind closed doors, they can be worse than inmates. And one thing I know, back to that word unity, with correction officers and inmates, they'll turn their back real fast if something happened to one of those guys in prison, because no one cares of them. No one cares about them, as they shouldn't. This guy did some real buster stuff. You have a little girl. She's just doing YouTube, arts and crafts. And some sicko comes and starts stalking her. 43 years old, stalking an 8-year-old girl for 5 years. Who knows how long it was happening before the parents saw the comments, before the parents started putting the pieces together that this sicko was attacking their little girl. But he's been caught. He cyber stalked that girl. So he was able to gain her information and leave and go try to attempt to abduct her or whatever he had his plans. So he gained the information. So I got his name already. I know what city he was arrested in. Not hard for me to find the prison, people. And what I know is prison's a gossip central. Word flies fast. If you fart in this dorm over here, the other 3 dorms over there, they'll tell you how it smells. Your mail's monitored in prison. If you write your loved ones, it's not just his eyes that are reading that letter. What happens is that it goes to the mail room. The mail room then brings it to the pods or the dorms. The night shift is very bored because everyone's sleeping. There's no action. There's nothing going on. They read all our magazines before we get them, and they read all mail. It's part of their job. They censor the mail. People have been known to get arrested behind the mail. But gossip happens. The CO knows, yes, what he's in prison for. They have a list of the charges. They're aware of that. But they're not aware of the story you're about to see. They don't know the details. And they gossip to other COs and to inmates. When we're standing in line, at the chow hall, whatever we're doing, medical, they're simple conversation. They're not like the police. They're correction officers. It's different. Word flies. A simple letter from old white boy. Now that I've gained your information and seeing that you victimize this little innocent girl, arts and crafts channel, I would like to write him a letter and let him know that I saw his video on YouTube and that I know what he did to a fellow YouTuber. And I'm a YouTuber. A YouTuber that's been to prison. A YouTuber is going to make a video about him. Not 1, but 2. So where you guys come in real fast is this here. My next live, I'll have a pen and paper out. I'm going to need your assistance. We're going to try to get some information for 2 individuals. My job is to write the letter, mail it off, and feel so proud about myself and feel so happy. Because I know a CO is going to be disgusted with that letter. And he'll probably watch this video. And if you're watching this video and you're that CO, from what I'm about to say next, please make happen. I then think he'll get so disgusted as he watches the end of this video and realizes I'm telling the truth, that he'll then feel like I feel right now. So he'll then tell an inmate whenever he can, whenever it's convenient, hey man, do you know what that dude's in here for? And that's all I need him to do. The yard will take care of the yard. The garbage will be the house will be cleaned. Garbage will be taken out. What type of sicko harasses a 5-year-old girl, 8-year-old girl for 5 years? All type of comments. She deletes the channel. Her parents make her. So you find alternative platforms to reach out to this person. You get so obsessed, so sick. You travel. You have spots in the woods made. No. You deserve to be aired out. You deserve to be cyberstalked. You deserve to be victimized. You deserve to have there's a big dude named Tyrone with a big dick, this big, radiator hose. He's got a spot in the shower for you, and you deserve that. You freaking coward. I'm gonna play this clip, and you are gonna hold me to that letter, and we're gonna get this done. Otherwise, my name ain't White Boy Radio. To my subs, until the next one, be on the lookout for the next live so we can do this. To my correction officers, hey, you already know everything I say in this video is true. I leave you with this. My part's done. It's yours. Until the next one.
She had a YouTube channel, an arts and crafts channel. Basically, Mr. Nielsen began to follow the channel on YouTube and then began to make some really inappropriate comments. The parents then shut the channel down.
In the 5 years since then, Nielsen, a police report says, became obsessed with the girl.
That was in 2017, and since that time, Mr. Nielsen disguised himself as other persons, basically tried to contact her in other social media platforms, tried to contact friends of friends, and this went on for a number of years until he was able to locate the area in which the female lived.
In July, he was arrested after prowling the neighborhood, even asking neighbors for help finding her. Several called police.
Are you calling about a guy walking around?
Police found 2 of Nielsen's makeshift campsites near a park by the neighborhood where he was arrested.
It hits close to home. I mean, anybody could have been with their kids there playing. I know that there are softball fields there and stuff like that, so that's really shocking.
Stranger danger doesn't just apply to real world, it also applies to the online world. Be engaged, know who your kids are talking to, know who's trying to contact your children.
Police now reminding parents to remain alert to save their children from disturbing close calls.